Welcome to Friday Takeaway. Amid a sea of earnings, construction companies catch our eye again, namely Sunway and Pesona Metro. But before that, as the March 1st deadline looms for the end of the tariff truce between the US and China, some broad strokes from the ongoing talks are beginning to emerge. Because both countries are still far apart on the demands made by the US for more structural reforms. But negotiators are drawing up with 6 MOUs for China on issues like intellectual property rights, currency, agriculture, and so on. It's highly complex, so it's no surprise that when asked, the US did say that extending the talks beyond the deadline was a possibility. But reports do not rule out the talks actually failing altogether. Samsung unveiled its highly anticipated Galaxy Fold, which has 6 cameras and 2 batteries, and a nuts price tag of almost $2,000 to match. It's jaw-dropping, but the FT points out that the pricing puts the model out of reach of all but the richest among us. But for the more down-to-earth, Samsung also launched a Galaxy S10. But research from tech research firm Gartner shows that higher price tags from both Samsung and Apple is translating into more market share for Huawei. Back at home, Defense Minister Mohammad Sabu revealed that an independent investigation had uncovered a number of dodgy land swap deals and MINDEF, costing the ministry over 500 million ringgit in losses and leakages. And then it was alleged that the deals were done to boost votes for UMNO politicians, specifically Dato Sri Hishamuddin and Dato Zahid Hamidi. Finally, SIMW reported its second quarter earnings where it grew just under 4%, thanks to its industrial and motors division, but we need to take into account continuing ops for a fairer comparison, and that grew almost fourfold to 337 million ringgit. In this week's This or That, we take another pass at construction looking at 2 different players with very different size order books who bagged 2 very different size contracts this week. First up in Sunway Construction with a 6 billion ringgit order book, which has seen a little knockback but has been open about its plans to go overseas. On the other side is smaller peer Pesona Metro, whose order book is 2.2 billion, which is still not so shabby, but whose future plans are definitely closer to home. But are there new contracts an indication that things are turning around? Let's dig deeper. Needless to say, Suncon is part of the massive Sunway group, and after starting out just paving roads, it is now the largest listed pure-play construction firm in Malaysia. Suncon has presence in Singapore, Taiwan, the Middle East, India and Trinidad and Tobago, and its more significant projects include Legoland Malaysia, KLCC, the Kajang Silk Highway, and LRT and MRT projects in the Klang Valley. Suncon's outstanding order book increased to 6 billion ringgit this week after adding a contract from TMB worth 781 million ringgit. The project is for a campus building along Jalan Bangsar, with contribution kicking in the second half of the year. BIMB is positive on the company given its net cash position, and of course having the Sunway Group standing behind you helps. In 2018 alone, 1.5 billion ringgit of its order book replenishment was from the group. It has also submitted about 6 billion ringgit worth of tenders for both local and overseas projects. Suncon has said that it is exploring opportunities, mostly for highways and city rail projects in Myanmar and India, and collaborate with foreign partners. Raw material prices, specifically steel, is weighing on the company. Its current projects are showing low margins because of higher steel bar price and lower pricing due to competition from other construction fellas. The projects with the better margins will only contribute next year. On top of that, earnings for its precast division still remain weak, according to Maybank. But overall, even though there has been some clarity, Kenanga says the outlook for the sector on the whole is still murky. Since February last year, its share price dipped 46% to 1.31 ringgit on December 21st last year. Since the beginning of the year though, it has seen some recovery. Analyst consensus shows 5 buys, 5 holds and 3 sells, with target prices ranging from 1.27 ringgit to 2.12 ringgit. Pesona Metro started out as a subcontractor in 1996, but now is a full-fledged member of the club, so to speak, with the key driver of the group being its ongoing projects like West Coast Expressway and Central Plaza in Selangor and a teaching hospital in Terengganu as well. Pesona Metro is the one behind the rehabilitation and beautification of Melaka River, which it did in 2002. It recently won a job from MRCB Builders worth 408.8 million ringgit for superstructure works for mixed development, which has a construction period of about 30.5 months. TA Research says that this job would mean EPS of about 2.4 cent or 16.4 million ringgit net profit in total, which can only be good news. Also, the new win has boosted its order book to over 2 billion ringgit, which is enough to keep them busy for at least 2 years or more. Apart from that, Pesona has also put in a proposal Serdang Kinrara Putrajaya Expressway concession, but nothing has been decided yet, but it's something to keep an eye on. However, on the same day it announced a win from MRCB, Pesona said it has mutually terminated another project worth about 371 million ringgit. This is on the civil works by consortium contractor Pembinaan Kale. Although it would see some losses from this project, but the project has been dragged for 3 years and was meant to be completed in 30 months. TA Research is neutral on the termination, saying that it would see an omission of a job worth about 340 million ringgit. However, it releases the company from idling cost and potential contractual dispute. Since February last year, the stock fell 57.5% to 17 cents on December 17 last year, but it has managed to gain some momentum since the beginning of the year. Only one research house covers the stock, which is TA. It has a buy call with a target price of 29 cents.